Your customers' everyday purchases can make a difference, whether they're shopping in-store or from a computer, for their family, or just to treat themselves. Why not help them turn those purchases into support for a cause they love? As a community Pay It Forward giving partner, a portion of what they spend goes directly to a mission that touches their heart, at no extra cost to them. With our Shop, Click, and Pick program, it's so easy. They visit our website, choose your business, and make a purchase. Then they simply choose a cause they love, and because they made the purchase from you, they donate to a cause they love. Community Pay It Forward. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. What if one small act could change a life? What if your everyday purchases could support a cause? Join me for a special 3-hour podcast as we introduce incredible giving partners. Hear inspiring stories. Learn how you can shop with a purpose. And be part of a movement that turns kindness into action. Tune in, ask questions, and discover how you can pay it forward today for a better tomorrow. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Footprints Forward. Sorry, we're starting a little bit late. DMV. I'm not sure if I have to say anything else. DMV. But we have brand new tags for our truck, so we're excited about this. We got brand new tags about a month before we needed to get them, which in all actuality caused a lot of the problems. So they didn't have the paperwork where it was supposed to be, because generally the people take the 60 to 90 days to make sure that they utilize their temporary tags. My name is Zach Clayton, founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dirty Care, and the PAC channels. I do want to welcome you to Footprints Forward for March 10th, 2025. Wow, it is bright in here. I literally just walked in the house, so again, please forgive me. We are going to today talk a little bit about medication treatments, okay? Using pharmaceutical medications. I've expressed in the past, this one's difficult for me due to things that I am dealing with right now. Things that basically a demon that I have to work on myself. I need to work on this. So this one's going to be a little more personal. This one's going to be a little more difficult, but we are going to talk through this one a little bit later on. But while I catch my breath, while I get things going, we're going to get this started with an interview that I did with a friend of mine, Jean Maitland, and she's got a program that we've talked to someone before who runs these programs. Look, for any of you nonprofits out there, every time someone runs a credit card, every time, there is money that, if it's not set up properly, in which the banks depend on you not setting, the companies not setting this up properly, But every time someone runs a credit card, every time someone runs a debit card in businesses, if it's not set up properly, that money goes straight to the banks. They make trillions of dollars every time someone runs a, not every time, but every year they make trillions of dollars because people don't set up these credit card payments the correct way. Gene runs a program where they can help you, nonprofits, set up a business that you love to where that money comes to you as a business. So it's called sharing the profit. We've talked to them before. The greatest thing about this is there's no charge to you as a nonprofit. There's no charge to them as a business. This is a very simple thing. You talk to a nonprofit or a business, nonprofits that you love that would like to support you, and you go, hey, can we get you up with sharing the profit? They say, yeah, sure, why the hell not? And then every time somebody comes in and runs their credit card, runs their debit card, a portion of that money goes straight to you as a nonprofit. That's where they get paid. Every time somebody runs a credit card, they take a little bit off the top, but it costs nothing to the business. It costs absolutely nothing to the nonprofit. You make money while others are doing businesses with small business. So check this out. This is a really good friend, Jane Mayland. Talked to her earlier in, I guess not earlier in the week, late last week. Pretty short video, doesn't last very long, but a lot of great information. And again, if you have any nonprofits that you love, please contact them. Ask them, hey, you know what? Go back and watch this week's Footprints Forward. There's a great way that you can take and get that money that you need. By the way, this is untied money, which means you can use it for payroll. You can use it for anything. You are not dedicated to having to use that money for something like if it comes from a grant from Pella Glass, you're going to have to use that for glass in your buildings. Okay, this is not dedicated money. You use it where you need it. This is my friend Jane Mayland. Being joined by a really good friend of mine. Met her last week, and for the first time had a really good conversation. And I wanted to have her back because she's talking about something that is very familiar to anybody who follows Community Pay It Forward. We've talked about them before, but Miss Jean Mayland from Sharing the Credit, how are you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you, Zach. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's wonderful. I love being able to talk to people about nonprofits and focusing on nonprofits and people who spend their lives doing it, because we all have those nonprofits, Gene, that people, they've always got that thought, I wish other people knew about them. You run a program where people can hear more about them. Can you explain what you do and how you guys work with it?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to say that what we do isn't new. We've been doing this since 2011. So it's not a new program. It's just that nobody knows about it. Okay. Sadly, it's a kept secret. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit. But what we do is we help nonprofits create sustainable funding. Sustainable in any term is something that continues to sustain itself, right? So that's what we're doing. Upfront, no cost, okay, to the nonprofits. So don't think that I want you to work with me because I need you to pay me. Not at
Right.
all. Okay. All right. So I want to get that out of the way. Um, so The nonprofits typically get money from their donations, fundraising, grants, all that kind of stuff. They're chasing the dollar a lot, right? It's a lot of work. When they're spending so much time doing that, they're taking away from the quality time that they could really be doing what their mission was really meant to do, right? So we want to flip that as much as possible. We want to have you have as much funds as you possibly can, which is up to you as to how much you really want to try to generate, right? So that you're spending time focusing on the mission and using those dollars to do what it's meant to be, okay? Nonprofits also know that, like if they're applying for a grant or whatever, they usually tell them what that grant can be used for. I actually heard a nonprofit just the other day say, yeah, we applied for this grant. It was great. We got a lot of money, but then they told us that we could only use it for windows.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, I think you would know that up front, but maybe not. You know, maybe they just missed that or it wasn't explained as well enough, but it didn't really do them any good, right? They probably, you know, needed it for clothing or supplies or animal food or whatever that is, right? For their mission,
Roll. Yeah.
right? So the money that we're going to help you create sustainably is unrestricted funds. So we expect that you're going to be doing good things with the money and using it appropriately, right? So, and that's up to your board to make sure that that's all happening, right? You want to tighten it, nonprofits, so it's being done correctly. Most businesses work with, they get a lot of their donations from individuals, but also small and medium-sized businesses, right? Businesses are usually giving off their bottom line. There's genuinely a way that they can give more money to nonprofits without it having to be off their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So now, one of the things we've done is we've transitioned them having to donate off the bottom line is being able to use funds that they're already having to pay anyway to do this. And so now that they've actually saved saved some money, right? Okay, that's one way. So what we do, and now it's getting to sound a little confusing, and I apologize for that. But what happens is most businesses sell a product or a service, correct? That's how they get their revenue typically. Most of those businesses take some form of plastic for payment. Okay. At the end of the month, Visa MasterCard comes in, swoops in, and takes their fees that the business has no choice but to pay every month. Correct? Here's the unknown secret. One of those fees that the business is paying is called a referral fee. That fee is currently going back into the system. It is legally set up so that that fee can be redirected to a nonprofit. So what does that do? If you have a business that is supporting your nonprofit, every time that card gets swiped, that fee can go to your nonprofit. That becomes sustainable. Okay. You have multiple businesses that are supporting you doing that, becomes more and more sustainable money.
There's no like joining a club for the customer. You don't have to really do anything except, well, as a customer, you really don't have to do anything.
No.
You choose to shop there.
Yes. And not only that, but then the business can, and we provide branded materials for both the business and the nonprofit. The business can promote saying that when you do business with us, we support that nonprofit, whatever it is, the animal rescue, the veterans organization, Healthy Heroes, all that. So it's branded. Say that way when a customer walks in, it feels good to them that they know when they do business there that they're helping contribute to a nonprofit indirectly, right? And they can post that. They can put it on their, if it's a brick and mortar, they can put it on their door when people walk in. They can put it up at their register. If it got online presence, they can use a banner online, social media, on their website, and we can brand all that for them.
And I'll be honest with you, I catch myself in a lot of trouble nowadays every once in a while because I'll go somewhere and I won't have cash on me. We don't use cash a lot anymore. I'll go
Okay.
into a place just to buy um, the crickets for my animals that they
Hmm.
eat, which are, it's like 75 cents to feed my spider for a week. You can't run a credit card for that, I mean, you need the change. I guess you can, but you end up paying more in fees and anything else that it's not worth
Hmm.
it. So, I mean, people are not carrying cash too much
No,
anymore.
no.
Everything's done by debit card. It's no longer that you only have that piece of plastic if your credit was good. Now you get this debit card people have the pay cards from their companies that their paychecks are no longer uh, printed as paper checks. They're now you get this debit card or direct deposit, Venmo, PayPal. All of these count as a way to donate, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And again, it's just a very simple place that your business can sign up for this, and anytime people come in to make a payment, you know that you can be supporting something that you as a business owner truly love.
Right. Absolutely.
Can
Absolutely.
you give us maybe one or two stories that you've been associated with when it comes to this, a couple success stories, and tell us about, some of the things that they've been able to do with them.
From the nonprofit side. So I work with, there's a nonprofit in New York that I work with for an animal rescue and does amazing work, but she's always chasing the dollar. And she saw the value of what we were doing. And she's like, Gene, we need to work on this. I said, absolutely. And I take the time with my nonprofits to help them step through it to get everything in place because they're so busy with everything. Okay, let's get this done, this done, this done. So I did this with her. She's like, and I tell her, I said, I apologize, I'm calling again. She goes, no, 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 no. She goes, I am so busy. You need to just stay with me, right? So I don't want to overwhelm them, but I do want to help them because if they don't take the steps to do it, it's not going to happen. Anyway, so I was talking with her, and she uh, has been talking to some businesses, and not every business can actually do this program. So it's a communication thing that we would need to talk with each business about. But she uh, she has a business kind of on the health side. I'm not going to really go into the details because I don't want to share too much. But this guy, he's like, I will do this for you because he has a true appreciation for her and her nonprofit. Okay, so he says, I will definitely do this. He had a 3 location business and he's starting a 4th. Are all of them going to be like that? You may get a small business like um, a small ice cream shop or coffee shop. You might get we've even have a large car dealership that we've signed on. But can you imagine a 4 location that's going to support her now sustainably, right?
And there's no limit to what your company can do. And this puts you as the business owner. It really puts you in charge of who you want to support. What are some of the businesses that can be supported by this? Like, what are some of the nonprofits? Like schools, I'd imagine, can use this
Yeah.
program.
Any from a nonprofit side, it can be any nonprofit that is a 501 or typically a 501c3. They have to be um, in good standing with the IRS, and they must have um, an address an address in the U.S. Even though I'm working with a nonprofit that's not in the U.S., but they have a U.S. address and a U.S. bank account. Okay, so those are the criteria for the nonprofits. So we work with anything from really small nonprofits to some larger ones. Usually the really big ones, they've got pretty much, they've got money flowing, right? So my focus is really on the ones that really need the money, right? The ones that need that help and support. Everybody's starting a nonprofit, their heart's in the right place. Then they get going and going, oh my, how are we going to do this? How are we going to fund this? from a business side, the businesses that qualify, again, we focus on the small and medium-sized businesses because corporations are already tied in tight with what they're doing. It's just easier to talk with smaller businesses, organizations, you know, anywhere from construction, oil change, coffee shops, car dealerships. I mean, the car dealership that we dealt with, they were already supporting a nonprofit off their bottom line, okay, because they had somebody special to them that had needs, and they were supporting the nonprofit that supported that need, that person's needs, right? So the dealership was always giving money off their bottom line. When we came in, and we were able to redirect that fee for them, we saved them a lot of money, and now they were giving way more money to the nonprofit based on the sales, the credit card sales that went through the dealership on the service side. And they've been with us since the very beginning and won't leave.
And see, this is one of the reasons why I really like this program, Gene, is because they can use sharing the credit and community pay it forward and really together and really make an impact, because as you said, this does not come off the bottom line of the company. This is money that, look, the company was going to lose this money regardless.
Yep.
You know, this small amount, they were going to lose this anyway because it's going off with that credit card transaction that you have to, that, you know, that you make every day anyway. So it's not like this is money that's going to come directly out of your pocket. This is already tied into a service that you're doing with Community Pay It Forward. We work on a referral. And so these are two things that your business could really become a caring program in the community about so many different things. And that's the reason why I'm not afraid to come and talk to people like you, because we can work together to really make a huge impact towards helping people.
Absolutely. I like to call it the greater good, right? Mm-hmm. Let's do the greater good.
Hey, you know what? This is just, again, we are always looking for people who are out there to, as you say, create the greater good and make sure that we're, you know, making every purchase count. And this is a way that you can really, you know, as a business owner, you can really make sure that people understand that, you know, when they support something, you are someone who cares about the people in your community.
Absolutely. Thank you.
How long have you been doing this? And what was it about this? Because you've been working with nonprofits for a while. What is it about this program that really, really stuck in your heart?
Because it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know, I'm helping nonprofits. I get to help businesses too, because they're going to benefit from this in more than one way, right? So they're going to benefit from it. But to be able to get these nonprofits who are struggling or just literally, you know, focus on their missions, it's just, you know, when something warms your heart, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. And there are beautiful. I just talked to a nonprofit consultant the other day, and he's doing amazing work. But he charges a fee, right? That's how he sustains his business. I don't charge any money. I don't charge any money to help nonprofits do this at all. No money up front. The businesses don't pay any money either. I mean, does it sound like too good to be true? It does, but it's not. It's real. We've been doing it since 2011. So.
Yeah. And again, you know what? If you can give away free money when it's set up to give away free money, believe it or not.
It's set up to do that. It's set up by the government to do that. Just nobody knows about it, right?
Right. And here's the other thing. If you don't utilize this program, guess who gets that extra money?
Exactly. Right?
The banks. The people that none of us like. Okay. We tolerate them because that's kind of the way that we live now. But the banks get this money if we don't use this money. So that's why it's so important to make
sure you're and because we didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. Now you know.
And again, and this is talking to all of my nonprofit friends, this is a time where you should get a hold of Gene and say, hey, how do we get in on this? You're not going to charge me to do this? Oh, yeah, we want to in on this. So, Jean, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, I have a couple emails and I don't know which one. I never know which one's easiest. You can email me. It's my name at gmail.com. I'm happy. That's the easy way to do it. Jean Mayland at Gmail. That's the easiest way. Or you can email me at jeanm@sharingthecredit.com.
Okay. And we will post both of those, and it'll also be in the description of this chat. So
I can also give you my office number and you can text or call that, which is 712-220-0356. 712-220-0356. And that's a text or call number, but it is my office number, not my mobile number.
that sounds
Happy to
great.
get my mobile number out if you work with me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're not going to do that right now, but yeah, once you get to know her. And again, this is a chance. Look, all you smaller nonprofits that are out there, if you got your paperwork in order, you're looking for a way to get going. Because look, that's the hardest part of this. Get going. Once that money starts coming in, and again, this is not restricted funds, and that
Right.
is very important
Very
because,
important.
look, we've all got bills to pay, and when somebody tells you, you can't buy new office equipment with this. This is for the doorbells that you have on your front door.
Right.
Well, if you don't need one of those, it's money that just sits there. So unrestricted funds.
Can I make one more
Yes.
statement? So you were saying if you have your paperwork in order, okay, that's really nice that you've got your nonprofit set up. But if you're in the process and it's just not finalized yet, we can still get you started. That money will sit in reserve until you get us that confirmed paperwork. And so then when it's confirmed, then you've got money already.
There you go. Look, this is definitely worth the conversation. So please just get a hold of Jean Maitland at gmail.com, correct?
Correct.
All right. And your phone number one more time?
712-220-0356.
All right. Well, Jean, thank you for helping us find a way for people to come together. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for taking a little bit of time. Do me a favor, and if you ever have anything that you would like to announce or any news that you'd like to share, come back and visit with us.
I would love that. Thank you, Zach. Yeah,
No
and
problem.
let's just keep working together, okay? So we can make Community Pay It Forward thrive and amplify.
Again, this is a wonderful way that you can really take your company and move it to the next level. If you want to be known as a company that doesn't say you care, but a company that truly cares, this is a great way to get this done. Because, if people see you and here's the great thing, people will see you as somebody who's just giving away money left and right. And the truth is, you're not really giving away all that much. It's money that's being spent anyway. So let's turn that money into goodness, caring about others, and really give people who need our help. Let's give them a shot. So thank you, Jean, for joining us.
Zach, I appreciate you.
No problem. Introducing Shop, Click, and Pick, the simplest way to support those doing good in communities everywhere. We understand that shopping is a necessity, but with a slight adjustment, you can make a huge difference without spending any extra money. Here's how it works. Please visit communitypayitforward.us and navigate to the Find Your Partners tab. Discover our verified giving partners, which are trusted allies ready to meet your needs. Shop with any of the partners that resonate with you. Click a picture of the receipt or invoice, then pick the mission partner you wish to support and use their QR code to send the receipt directly to us. After that, all you have to do is sit back and enjoy your purchases knowing that you've made a meaningful change for someone in need. Community Pay It Forward amplifies your business's impact by sharing the story of those who require your services, rallying support for those who need us all. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. I do need to go on ahead and bring up the disclaimer again, because this is not going to be something that I'm going to be very opinionated about this one. I'm going to be very opinionated about this one because it has caused multiple issues in my life. I'm going to be opinionated about this one because, well, I have an opinion on it. I guess that's the best way to put it. But for a long, long, long time, I've never, ever been a guy who was very careful. Okay. I've never watched the way I lifted things. I was never a person who paid attention to where I was going. I didn't do stuff like this. So I hurt myself a lot. In my early to mid teens, when I was a cook, we'd have these 50-pound boxes of potatoes. And I took and I grabbed one of those potato boxes, started to walk on a floor that was wet, slipped, twisted, and fell. Caused a pretty severe back injury. And the answer at that time, and has been now for over 30 years, here's some medication. And we're talking everything from acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, to ibuprofen, Advil, to hydrocodone, to, at one point in time, Percocet, to Tramadol, to whatever. Okay, I've had it all. My body, my mind, I've become addicted to prescription medications because I've been on them for a very, very long time. It was something that at one point in time I was very, very careful about, trying, very well aware of. I am the kind of guy that if it has to do with becoming addicted to something, I was very easily trapped. And knowing that that was an option, knowing that that was a possibility, and knowing that that was something that could happen. After the incident with my neck, when I went, after they found out that my neck was broken, 3 years after the motorcycle accident, I kind of let my guard down. I didn't kind of, I let my guard down. And if they handed it to me, I was like, well, you're not going to find the root cause. You're not going to find out what is causing it. So I'm tired of being in pain, so I'm going to take it. Now, 7 years in, I'm quite addicted to these things. I'm very addicted to Tramadol. And I'm going to say this isn't the doctor's fault. It's not anybody else's fault. Okay. I'm the one who puts the things in my mouth. I'm the one who does that. Not nobody's taken and thrown them down my face. I wish in one hand and defecate in the other, see which one fills faster. I would prefer if we would have found another route. I would have preferred if we would have got it fixed immediately. I would have preferred a lot of different things, but I cannot blame a doctor for me taking the medications. I cannot blame anybody else for me taking medications. I am addicted and it is my fault. So don't get me wrong. This is not me trying to come at anybody and say, well, if it wasn't for them, no, that's bullshit. I did this. I take responsibility. I will fight my way out of it. And I have to do that. That it's absolutely, look, it's on me. It's not on anyone else. So that's the reason why this is so difficult for me to talk about. But I think this is really important to talk about because guess what? Even though I'm addicted, I am an addict to medications. The pain that I live in, the physical, the actual pain I live in without the medications is horrendous. It truly is. The headaches, the neck, the back. I'm having an ankle issue today, of course. But, these are things that look, they've been broken on me. They've been busted on me. All these things, they've caused problems, and you want out of the pain, they give you something to get out of the pain. My opinion, they should probably do a little bit more, but I'm not, again, going to sit there and blame anybody else for me being in the situation I'm in. But the truth is that there are a lot of people who need these because there's nothing else that works. Okay. Where there are a lot of different things that we've talked about and a lot of things that I absolutely respect and I appreciate to no end. A lot of those things don't work for me. The these products are not, they don't work for me. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say about it. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to name them off because they work wonderfully for other people. And that's perfect. That is perfect because I would much rather them be taking them instead of doing what I'm doing and sitting there, and every time that a pill is gone and you're sitting there, you're like going, oh my God, I got the shivers, and holy shit, my attitude is pissy and I'm in a terrible mood and I can't get rid of the headache and I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's a Friday at 3 o'clock. There's no way they're going to get it refilled. It's difficult. It's very difficult. And so with prescriptions, folks, addiction is very, very much a problem. And so we're going to talk about medications for the next couple minutes, and I do want to make sure that I bring this up. And I want to state this very clearly. Please make sure you're in constant talks with your doctor. Make sure that you understand the risk that you're taking. Make sure that you realize where you have something that's fantastic and something that actually works within your own body, where it opens up the cannabinoids system, and you're able to take something like a Tylenol and it's able to take and work, yet the government still tells you it's not legal in all areas. With THC, it's natural, it works, and I would definitely tell you, if you're in a situation, give that a shot. Okay. Um, if if products work for you, ASEA, the patches, um, any of these programs, products, if they work for you, I beg you, please give them a shot. Because this is a dark and painful road. It really is. I'm not at the point where I'm out there trying to smuggle drugs across state lines, and I'm not doing any of that other stuff. I don't like the term functional addict because I think that's just bullshit. I think an addict's an addict, and I think that you got a problem that you need to deal with. So, and this is a problem that I will and am currently dealing with. Not, I'm not there yet, and I need to work on it myself. This is one of the reasons why mental health is so damn important to me, because every time I would have something that went wrong, every time when I was in the accident, I had the broken skull, I was getting told that things weren't there for me and myself and my family. I was being told that we couldn't partake in these wonderful services that are supposed to be out there for people, and you cannot heal this way. And so the pain got worse, the attitude got worse, everything got worse. They built another pill, they added another pill, they added another pill, they added another pill, they added another pill, to where at the end of the day, I mean, and Adrian, God, I love the hell out of Adrian. I almost said the word I really try not to say. And one of the reasons why is she looks at my medications and she goes, "This is going to kill you." She'll look at my medications, literally. I don't know how many times I've heard this. She'll look through my medications and she goes, "Do you know that you cannot take this and this together, and they should have never prescribed these because this, and this is going to happen?" She's very, very cautious about that. And I appreciate it because I didn't give a damn. They wrote a script. I'm like, what the hell? They say I need it, I need it. They, there are certain medications that I cannot take because cyclobenzaprine is one of them. Worked. I felt really good until I got tired. And then when I fell asleep, I could not wake up. I used to sleep, and this is no joke, I used to sleep on 5 milligrams of cyclobenzaprine. If I didn't sleep for at least 24, if not 36 hours, I was beyond groggy. I couldn't handle it. 36, and this is not, I'm not making this up. My body does not take well to PM medications. I've got terrible allergies, and Benadryl, if I don't sleep for at least 10 hours, I'm screwed. And I'm about a 6 hour a night sleeper. Okay. That's about what I get. I've got dogs that apparently need to pee every morning at about the same damn time. And if I don't pay attention to them, I get a cold nose in places I don't want a cold nose, Or I have one that jumps right on my chest, and she's a beautiful, beautiful dog, but God damn, she's a heavy dog. So again, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to, because this is needed, because there are benefits to these. I'm just going to beg you personally to please make sure you're doing your homework. Please make sure that you are open to other things. Because these right here, those are just for pain relief. Medication based mental health treatments. You've got everything from antidepressants to sedatives to mood stabilizer, antipsychotics, stimulants, and non-stimulant ADHD medications. Okay, so there are a lot of things in these medications. The one bad thing about all of these medications is it's a very, very simple thing. There's one thing that every single one of these medications has in common. And this is one of the reasons why I ask you to please be open to some of the other stuff. Every single one of these medications is synthetic. You don't find a plant that all they have to do is put it in pill form. Prozac is right on here. There's no such thing as a Prozac weed or a Prozac plant. It's a synthetic medicine. They have to create this medication. With antidepressants, the conditions that they treat are depression, anxiety disorders, OCD, and PTSD. Some of the common medications are, as we said, Prozac, Zoloft, and Eflexor are just a couple of them. Again, you know what? If your doctor says, look, you need to be on these, and this is why, make sure that you are being honest and open with them. Make sure that you're telling them when you feel good and when you don't. Make sure that if there's something in your life, and this is something, look, when, here's another story, okay? When I quit smoking, and I was smoking 3 packs a day, and I quit smoking 18 years ago. When I quit smoking, the doctor put me on an antidepressant, and he put me on the lozenges, okay? 3 packs a day. I quit cold turkey. I quit on February 6th at 5 p.m. I put down my last ever cigarette. That was it. I was done. No more. Have not smoked since. The first medication they put me on, I noticed myself not feeling right. I noticed that things around me were things that should not have affected me, were pissing me off. I became, and this has nothing to do with the cigarettes, folks. This had 1,000% to do with the medication they put me on. I went and I changed my medication and I was fine. These medications have the ability to do the reverse. This could really screw you up. So you need to make sure that you are monitoring yourself. If someone looks at you and says, dude, I don't know, I need you to know you are not yourself right now. You are not being yourself right now. And if they're saying this in a way that it's not just, wow, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? Or what the hell happened last night? Did you not get a little last night and so now you're pissed off? Or what's going on? We all have bad days. We know that. We all have the bad days. We all have good days. But if somebody's coming to you and they are telling you, look, there is something wrong with you, please make sure you get a hold of your doctor immediately, because this could be a very severe problem. When we get back, we're going to continue this. Hey, Community Pay It Forward is asking you to please help support us. Community Dare to Care is asking you, please help support us. We are trying to make a difference in this world, and we need your help. We've started our own style campaign, asking for donations and offering some incentives for those who donate. I'm not going to sit there and say that we need, you to take and give us the $16 a month or whatever. Okay, no, I need you to give whatever you can give. It will help us out. One of these days, and I'm hoping to get it done, I'm going to film a one of these episodes. Did I really just say film? I did, and I'm going to record one of the episodes in this room over here, which is our Dare to Care room, and y'all will see. First off, the insanity that we have in this room that envelops an entire room of our home that people have donated to us that we give away to other people. So we ask, if you can, please support us, because we've got a lot that we need to get done and you can help us get there. Imagine a world where small acts of kindness create a ripple effect of support. A world where financial struggles never stand in the way of hope. That's the vision behind Community Pay It Forward. After a life-changing motorcycle accident, I saw firsthand the devastating impact unexpected financial hardships can have on families. That's why I started Community Pay It Forward, to ensure that no one faces these challenges alone. Community Pay It Forward is more than just a single program. Through community impact and packed podcasting, people all coming together, we amplify the voices of those making a difference. And with Community Dare to Care, we provide essential goods like clothing, food, and school supplies to those who need it most, to the community, from the community, for the betterment of the community. With Community Pay It Forward, we support families, children, veterans, community projects, no matter where they are. We are not just providing assistance, but hope for a brighter future, not just for people in need, but for businesses that are out there struggling, trying to find a way. We have a plan, but we need your help to reach the next level. We're launching a crowdfunding campaign to raise $500,000. This will allow us to market the Community Pay It Forward program more effectively and to acquire a vehicle for delivering essential goods to families in need in our community, and enhance and strengthen our programs to serve even more people. And as a thank you for your generosity, we're offering special incentives for your contribution. As we tell people all the time, your donation, big or small, will help. It'll create lasting impact on our community. Join us in building a future where generosity and compassion lead the way. Visit our website today, communitypayitforward.us, or scan the QR code above and donate today. Together, we can pay it forward because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has the potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
It will not bring me up. Okay. Well, I guess that's one way when your computer's telling you, you're just too damn ugly to be on the screen. So, but some of the sedatives that they mention here, the sedatives conditions that they use these sedatives for, sedatives. Yikes. Bipolar disorder or mood dysregulation, deregulation. Um, I'm sorry. These are anxiety disorders, panic disorders, PTSD, insomnia. You've got everything from Xanax to Valium to Buspar, and I don't know. I've never taken any of those, so I don't know anything about them. But I know that there are a lot of controversies again with these, and I know that there are also a lot of people who have found a lot of success with them. I know this because they're around. There are a lot of people who use them. Okay, it's not something that is brand new to this world. They've been here for a while, so people use them, and doctors are still very very comfortable prescribing them. Some of the mood stabilizers like lithium or are for the bipolar disorder or the mood dysregulation. You got lithium, uh, Lamictal or Depakote. Okay. I knew I'd seen that word before. I just didn't know that word. There are a reason why people get prescribed these. And I am I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV. Okay. Again, these are doctors have prescribed them for years. I think that there's a place for them. I just really hope that people are uh very careful with them. With antipsychotics, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and severe depression, everything from Zyprexa to uh, Clozaril to Risperdal. Okay. Then you have the ADHD medications that are out there, Ritalin, Adderall, uh, Strattera. This is something that is going to be, again, this is my opinion. I do think that we were on a path to find solutions for all of this, because when I was growing up, and yes, I know that was a long time ago, but when I was growing up, a kid did not have ADHD. A kid was a pain in the ass. One of my favorite people in the world, his children are all ADHD. And I look at his kids, and I can tell you right now, so was he. He, quite frankly, may have been more ADHD than they ever could be. So, but, you know, so we have found, that is one of the benefits of a lot of these medications and stuff, that we have found that, there is a way to take care of this. I'm just not sure a lot of times if, you hear parents talk quite often about, I don't want my kid to become a zombie, or things like this. Y- you know again, there are some amazing things that people are doing naturally to help kids. I also wonder, and I'm just going to put this out there, because again, if this is what you need, this is what you need. My God, don't listen to me. I don't know a damn thing. If this is what you need, please seek your doctor. Do it carefully. Do it prescribed, but do it. It's not a terrible thing. If this is what you need to get you to feel better, please do this. How medications work in the brain. Neurotransmitters and brain chemistry. Okay, they affect how your brain works. That gives you that feeling of being stoned. That gives you that feeling, it controls or even shuts down some of the receptors in your brain. You got to be careful on what you do. There's always been a time when we've done something and believe me when I say this, when I was an alcoholic, there was never a time I was too drunk to drive, which is just absolutely stupid. On these medications, when supposed to be taking it easy and not, doing out there lifting stuff and using axes and stuff, they've never stopped me. You just got to really be careful with this stuff, folks. There's none of this that you don't have to be careful on, though. There's nothing out there that you don't have to be careful on. You should just be careful all the damn time. Yeah, it's a little fun to get a little wild and a little crazy and a little nuts, but, Some of the benefits, short-term or long-term management, reducing symptoms with improving functionality, and combining medication with therapy for better outcomes. Again, don't think there is nothing that is a one-off cure. Okay? You've got to work at it. You've got to put more into it than what the medication, than the treatment does. Something can make you feel great. You can get high as a kite on pot. Laugh at stupid cat videos for hours. I know you can do this. I've done it. But if you don't take care of the root cause, that wears off. And you're back in that position, trying to figure out what the hell's going on and what do you need to fix. You've got to work at this. You got to work at everything. Some of the risks and side effects. There are, weight gain, drowsiness, nausea, dependency risks. You could also, there are some, and this is where what Adrian says is true. There are things like serotonin syndrome, tardive dyskinesia, suicidal thoughts. If your brain chemistry is not in sync with the medication that they give you, it could have a reverse action. It could have a reverse effect. This is why it is so important that you monitor and adjust your medications. You talk to your doctor. You make sure that you don't, I don't think this is a really, I don't see this as something that I should talk to my doctor about. It's not that bad. Bullshit. If it's something that is changing inside of you, mentally, physically, emotionally, talk to your doctor. Make sure. I have talked to my doctor about some of the strangest stuff. I have talked to my doctor and I was, okay, look, why is this happening? And they're like, I don't know, but it has nothing to do with the medication, but we might want to go and talk to someone else now. Also had things that have happened that I had to go and talk to a doctor about that nobody still to this day have figured out what was going on. I had a problem that every time in which this has never been diagnosed why it happened. And it still happens every once in a while. It doesn't happen near as much since I finally was able to get my teeth put properly. So I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the alignment of my jaw. But there was a time that every time I would take and go to rinse my hair and I would put my head back, my mouth would lock up. This muscle that's right here would lock. It would seize. And I am going to tell you, I've been in pain before. That hurt so bad. That was so terrifying. And plus, just that freezing of your mouth. I like to talk too much. Myths and misconceptions about psychiatric medication. The first one is so important. Medication is not a cure. Medication is a tool. There is no medication that is going to cure anything without you working on it. You have to make sure that you are working at least as hard as the medication itself is. There are always going to be dependency issues and concerns. I just do not buy in to anything that we've talked about, talking about how it is not, that there's not a possibility of addiction or dependence. Gambling, work, M&Ms, you can be addicted to freaking anything. Caffeine, I'm highly addicted to caffeine. Again, I want to win a prize. I drink soda. I want to drink more soda than anybody else in this world. I am glad that I do not feel that way about the medications that I take. I don't want to sit there and, I watch these TV shows where people are sitting there chewing on these medications. One of my favorite shows of all time was Justified, and watching these guys sit there and chew down on Oxy. Just, well, first off, it made me sick to my stomach. Never been that guy. I don't take an excessive amount at once. Yes, at times I take I know I take more than what's prescribed every now and then, just depending on how I feel. But I don't sit there. I'm not going to take like 6 of them at once. So when I was younger, when I was in my mid-20s, after I hurt my back, I would take 5 200 milligram ibuprofen. Just trying to find that relief. Medication is synthetic. Putting synthetic elements into your body is never the best alternative. But if it works, talk to your doctor, follow your doctor, and report to your doctor. Just please, dear God, make sure you're being open and honest with them. Some of the roles that you need to consider: psychiatric evaluation and diagnosis are key. Make sure that you're working with people. Importance of follow-ups and medication adjustments have to be on the forefront of your thoughts. Making sure that didn't mean for that to happen. Making sure that you're there for your appointments. Making sure that, again, you're honest with your doctor. I don't like the way that this makes my left, the third toe on my left foot feel. It's not a joke. If you have something that when you take this medication, that's a problem. That's a problem. Something that they need to know. It could be doing irreversible damage to you. And if you're not honest, they can't help you. Make sure you're always working with your primary care physician and your therapist. Make sure that they understand what each other's doing. Always take in any notes or prescriptions, or give each other the permissions to be contacting each other back and forth. Because again, if you've got one that's prescribing one thing and the other one's not, are prescribing something else, and then you come to find out that it's causing a toxic cocktail, This is a problem. And it's not a problem that's hard to fix. And I've heard people say, well, why in the hell didn't the pharmacy figure this out? Do you know how many people a day a pharmacy sees? Yeah, you know what? My pharmacist is awesome. I love my pharmacist. I go to a store that there's it is probably the least put together grocery store in this town. Yet, because of the relationship I have with the people, including the pharmacy, I'm going to continue going there. Always look and be open to alternative and complementary treatments. But make sure that these treatments, again, mesh with what you're doing. Therapy, diet, exercise, sleep. I think the comma missing on this because it says sleep hygiene. I don't know, so sleep clean? And of course, natural and alternative options, supplements, acupuncture, medication. Again, these things don't work for everyone. A lot of that has to do with who you are. If you walk into a situation and say, you're going to stick a needle in my, me, you're going to grab my wrist and my shoulder and my ankle's going to pop. I don't know if I'm going to trust a chiropractor. I've said this many, many times. So see, already I've got it in my mind it's not going to work. Is that the chiropractor's fault? Hell no, it's not. It's me and my insecurity. Be open to new treatments. Making informed decisions. When to consider medications. How to discuss options with your doctor. And monitoring personal response and advocating for yourself. You don't feel well. You don't feel right. And you don't feel like you're being listened to by your doctor. Switch doctors. No doctor, nobody should have the right to make you continue to take something that does not make you feel right. We want to make sure you feel right. We want to make sure you feel good. That's the whole reason why we're doing all of this. The future of medication in mental health. Look, they're making advances in pharmacology, or alternative medicines are really on the rise. People are coming out with different ways to do things every day. Be open to other suggestions. Be open to people. Personalized medicine and genetic testing. We're finding out a lot about our ancestry that's leading to a lot of these addicted problems or problems with undiagnosed issues that you're going to have in medications through genealogy. And of course, the evolving role of medication and holistic treatment plans. Once again, be open to everything. Please do not take what I'm saying as stay away from medications. It's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I told you about my situation. My situation is not your situation. There might be some similarities in our situations, but my situation is not your situation. You very well could do what I did, but stay responsible and never have some of the problems that I'm having right now. And God love you if you do. You have to put in at least as much work as the medication is, because the medication is not going to cure you. It's not what it's there for. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for checking this out. Thank you for being part of Footprints Forward. You can get a hold of me by scanning my QR code that's right above my shoulder here, or you can also reach out to me at communitypayitforward.us, which is our website, communitypayitforward.us. Give me a call, 970-9090-751, 970-9090-751, or email me at zach@communitypayitforward.us, zach@communitypayitforward.us. That is ZAK, because my parents knew I was going to grow up to be a moron, so they gave me 3 letters to remember. Here's the funny thing about that. Zach is ZAK. Zachary is ZACHARIE. Figure that one out. Of course, I didn't know it was IE for the first 16 years of my life. It was ZACHRY until I went to go get my license, and I found out that I had been misspelling my name my entire life. Really go figure that one out. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. Please make sure that you're advocating for yourself. If you don't feel right, talk about it. Get a hold of someone. Reach out to someone. There's always going to be someone there, even if they're difficult to find. If you need help finding someone, my number is right here. I've helped people find churches in Quebec. I will do my best to help you as well. I won't guarantee anything, except for I will try. Please love yourself and love someone out there, because someone out here loves you. Make sure you understand that if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone, because no one needs to go alone when we all come together. Please join me again next week when we continue to look at alternatives to healing, to finding that way to where we can all start feeling better and living a happier life. It's never going to be 100% roses and puppies and kittens and stuff. But by God, it should never be 100% clouds, rain, and depression. Let's find a way to work through this. We can do this together. Please give us a like, a share, comment on anything that you've heard. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to hear more about, please let us know. If you'd like to join us and talk about your situation, if you'd like to join us and talk about something that you've experienced, I invite you to get a hold of us so we can talk. Because, folks, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care of each other, because you know what? We're all we got. We'll see you next week.